Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome to another episode of Rocco Unfiltered. AC Milan draw Genoa 3-3 on match day 35 of the Serie A season. Now, guys, I have to say, man, and I think you guys would agree with me, it has been an insane week off the field, per se, with the talk of a new manager and what's going on with management and what's been going on with the Curva Sud, right? So, before I even talk about the game, let's talk about what happened off the field. Now, not even a day after the Milan-Juventus game, AC Milan fans come to find out that the management has decided that they were going to choose Julian Lopetegui as their next manager to lead Milan. And not only myself, but I'm sure a bunch of other Milan fans and the Curva Sud themselves did not like the manager they were hearing. So they had decided to open up their mouths and write out a statement and let Mr. Cardinale and the management know where they stand and how things have been going on for them so far this season and what they should be doing moving into the transfer market and the summer. So, the Curva Sud left out a statement, and here it is, guys. The season is coming to an end, and mediocrity has characterized it from almost the entire duration, has left room for a fatal and disastrous ending that, as if that was not enough, has been amplified enough more by wicked statements of some directors as well as by the rumors related to the name of future coach that makes us understand once again more how the ambition to relive the times that we once lived is not the primary driver of this club management. Almost 2 years have passed since the arrival of Mr. Cardinale. A transitional and settlement phase was considered a legitimate right, but now the time has come to get to the point and demonstrate with the facts the real objectives of the club. Whether to form an ambitious team or to set up from year to year a team able to live in the positions that guarantee access to the Champions League while waiting to build the new stadium and expect nothing more. It must be clear to everyone that if the answer was the latter, we are not there. That you can think of spending on the market, the rivers of money invested by other companies from other leagues is more than legitimate. But you can't think of coming back big by building the team only by going through some sale and then reinvested the money on established players. We can't think of having a winning project if we are almost in May and you still don't know who the new coach will be, and consequently, it becomes difficult to set up a team on the market that is compatible with the needs of the new coach. Within society reigns the total chaos between defining silences, embarrassing communication strategies to say the least, and lack of clarity of roles. Gentlemen, patience is over. Milan is not a product to speculate on, and Milan is not a square that is content to participate. Milan behind its people, who by history and tradition are used to being in the Gotha of the world football. If this ownership thinks it lives up to these prerogatives and will prove with concrete facts, and the choice of the new coach will already make us understand a lot, it will continue to enjoy the tireless support of people madly in love. If not, forget to live in Milan as a happy island, as you have done so far until today. Always with Milan in our hearts. Wow. That is a statement right there for the management. So right there, that is their first warning. The AC Milan management. Not to hire Julian Lopetegui. And guys, I cannot believe it worked. It actually worked. Jerry Cardinale was shocked, dismayed, that the fans were upset that they wanted to hire a mediocre manager like Julian Lopetegui. Is this guy know where he is? This guy think he's at a bottom tier club in Serie A? Does he forget that he's owning a 7-time European champion and a 19-time Scudetti winner? Look where you're around, Jerry. We want to step up from Pioli. We don't want a guy the same level as Pioli. Okay? Now, a guy like Motta would be good, but even Sergio Conceição would be good. I have no problems with either or. Now, it seems like Motta's got his head set on Juventus, but we'll have to wait and see. So, I wouldn't mind Conceição, guys. I think he's a good manager. But I'll get into that another time. But not even a few days later, guys, all right, which was probably Saturday, the Curva Sud decided to lay out another protest and decided they're not going to cheer, no banners, and they're not going to support the club and be silent against Genoa. So, as the game is about to start, the Curva Sud put up a protest and they put up a bunch of banners, which they said they weren't going to, but they did it anyway. And here is the post from Milan Post. A winning project starts from the club: cohesion, ambition, capability, targeted acquisitions, institutional presence, a communicative strategy. Listen, man, I support whatever they're doing because the management needs to know that we are not screwing around. We want a top-class manager, okay? Not some guy who couldn't even hang at Wolves, all right? Didn't even last a year at Madrid, lasted not even 6 months, okay? His only success really was in Seville. They won the Europa League, okay? Where does this guy have the credentials to come and manage AC Milan in the Serie A? This guy's got no experience in Serie A. I want an Italian manager or somebody with European football experience like Conceição. He's been in Champions League multiple years. He's won many Portuguese titles. Okay? He's got some credibility, Conceição. Lopetegui, not so much. Okay? It's ridiculous. So, when the Curva does that, the game starts. All right? Pretty much quiet. All right? And not even 3 minutes into the game, Milan are sleeping. Genoa get the ball in the box. Falcao Tomori goes for a challenge, and he commits a foul and gives up a penalty to Genoa. Then Matteo Retegui, the Italian international, gets the ball and takes it, and he scores. It's 1-0 Genoa, not even 5 minutes into the game. Okay? So, Milan go, they have an opportunity about 7-8 minutes later. Florenzi crosses in the ball. Pulisic gets it. He cuts to his right. He kicks it, and he hits the post off a slight deflection. Unfortunately, it was a great shot, but that slight deflection made it hit the post. Then after that, guys, Milan didn't do much for about 15-20 minutes. But I will say, though, guys, the most obvious thing was the Curva. They weren't singing. They weren't chanting like they said they weren't. You could hear the Genoa away fans cheering and singing. It was silence in the Milan stadium. Absolute silence. So then, around the 38th minute, Pulisic gets the ball outside the box and he takes a shot. And Genoa's keeper makes a fantastic save. Then, on the corner kick, Florenzi puts in a great ball. Teo Hernandez heads it. And Genoa keeper makes a phenomenal save. All right? So it's still 1-0 Genoa. Then, about 3 minutes later, Chukwueze gets the ball outside on the right wing. He cuts with his left foot, puts in a fantastic cross right to Alessandro Florenzi, man. I love that guy, man. He's such a heart and soul guy. And Milan tied the game up. That is his first goal in almost 2 years, guys. He almost broke the mark of 2 years, but he broke that goose egg, and now he's got a goal for Milan. So I thought it was a great ball by Chukwueze. And this is another indictment on Stefano Pioli. Samuel Chukwueze, man, he has been great for Milan the last month and a half. Pioli sat this guy on the bench. This is Milan's best 3 guys behind the striker. Pulisic in the middle, Chukwueze on the right, Leao on the left. And Pioli waited till like match day 30 to try it out, only because of injuries. The only reason why he played these 3 today was because Cheek was hurt. If Cheek wasn't hurt, he'd probably start today in the middle over Pulisic, and Chukwueze would be on the bench. I think we could all agree to that, correct? I thought so. So, the game goes into halftime. All right, it's 1-1. But Pioli, I guess he didn't say much during halftime, right? Genoa comes out, not even 2 minutes into the second half. They put on a fantastic cross, and Ekuban puts in a thumping header. And it was a great ball, too, I have to say. And he just beats Gabbia to the ball. He heads it in, and it's 2-1 Genoa. Okay? So, Milan have conceded 2 goals already to Genoa. You can see that they're not up for it. You can see that they're not trying much. It's just they're going through the motions, right? Then in the 63rd minute, Teo Hernandez had an opportunity. Unfortunately, he didn't score. Then a few minutes later, Milan sub on Okafor and take out Leao. Rafa gets booed off the field, goes straight down the tunnel, and some people speculate Rafa's injured. We'll have to wait and see. I have no idea what's wrong with Rafa. So we'll have to wait and see what's up with the guy. But not even a few minutes later, Okafor gets the ball on the right wing, makes a nice run down the field, He sees Giroud wide open, and Giroud tries to be pretty and tries to chip it over the keeper, and then unfortunately it goes wide. Then on the 71st minute, Milan get a corner kick. Florenzi was putting in great balls all day today, guys. Phenomenal crosses, I have to say. So Florenzi puts in a great cross, and Mattia Gabbia gets on the end of it, and he ties the game up for Milan 2-2. And I have to say, guys, Gabbia, man, what a revelation this kid has been since coming back from his loan spell in Spain at Villarreal. It's a completely different guy, man. He is completely improved in almost every aspect of his game, especially his heading, man. He has been really good with heading the ball lately. His aerial threat has been very good for Milan. So it's a tie game for Milan. And then things get interesting, guys. So Milan score. Then not even a few minutes later, Pulisic gets the ball. Chukwueze feeds him the ball. Pulisic goes in the box. He puts in a beautiful little chip right for Giroud. And Giroud absolutely blasts it on a one-time volley into the bottom corner and redeems himself for that mistake that he made when Okafor fed him that ball in the 68th minute. Then after the third goal, guys, we look up in the stands. And the curva starts to empty out as more protests continue to go on. So you see the curva start to empty out. And Milan make more substitutions in the 80th minute, right? And then Pioli decides, well, I'm going to sub in Malik Chow and Kalulu and Adli. Okay, Adli I understand for Benacer, fine. Why are you subbing in Malik Chow? What's the point of subbing in Malik Chow? I don't understand. You just stick with the back four. Sub in Kalulu for Florenzi because he hasn't played in months. Disastrous season for Pierre, unfortunately. I love the kid. He's a great player, right? But why are you subbing in Chow? I don't understand. So, Pioli makes those subs. The game goes on. The curva's completely empty, right? In the 86th minute, Thorsby gets the ball. He crosses it in, and Retegui gets a last touch, and it goes off Malik Chow and in. It's a typical diabolical substitution by Pioli, guys. Absolute incompetence. It made no sense to sub in Malik Chow. So, Genoa go, and they tie up the game. It's a 3-3 scoreline. Milan try to take the lead, and unfortunately, to no avail, they do not score, and the score stays 3-3. And now, I have to say, guys, I think once again, Pioli makes shit substitutions. Why are you subbing in Malik Chow? Why can't Samuel Chukwueze get 90 minutes? He was the best player on the field today. Him and Pulisic were the two best players. Why couldn't he get 90 minutes? Barely gets 90 minutes, man. Play the freaking guy. He's been great for you. But we know Pioli's getting sacked, so Pioli's going down his way, right, guys? So, as we saw, guys, the Curva made a stand. They left the stadium early. So, let's see now what the management does. Okay, the management have heard our voices. They are not going to sign Lopetegui. Apparently, he's in advanced talks now with West Ham. All right, so we'll see what they do. Apparently, they still want Mota. Mota's still the number one, but I find it very difficult that they're going to be able to convince him because Juventus have such a huge lead, apparently. So we're going to have to see. But, guys, I would not be opposed to the hire of Sergio Conceição. Okay, Sergio Conceição, as we know, he signed a new deal with Pino da Costa, who is now the former president of Porto, but he was the current president for over 2 decades. All right, now Andreas Villas-Boas, former manager of Chelsea, St. Petersburg, all right, he is now the new president of Porto. And if Conceição wanted to leave, there is a clause in the contract where he can terminate it. So Milan are very interested in him, and it seems to be that the feeling is mutual on Conceição's side. So let's wait and see, guys. I would be very happy with Sergio Conceição managing Milan. I think he could really help this club take the next step. I still prefer Antonio Conte, though. Do not get me wrong. I still want Conte. He's still my number one choice, but it seems like this management is dead set on not hiring him, which makes no sense. In some aspects, I get it, but winning aspect-wise, it makes no sense whatsoever, in my opinion, guys. But the management now understands that the fans are very impatient. We will not tolerate mediocrity. Okay, don't even think about hiring a guy like Fonseca, please. The fans will freak. It's just as bad as Lopetegui. This management is playing with fire. Okay, I even saw a fan in the Milan State in the San Siro today, guys. He was wearing, look, a Cardinale out shirt with a 0. Listen, man, it's starting to roll, man. If this management does not do what we expect them to do this summer and reinforce the team in the proper positions that we want them to and get the right manager, we Milan fans will take a stand. We will voice our opinions. We will tell Jared Cardinale, this is not good enough. We are not satisfied. It's been 2 years now, like they said. 2 bloody years. You sacked a club legend. Okay? You guys got no more legs to stand on. We lost to our city rivals. Embarrassing. The way we lost to them. Okay? It can't happen anymore. I hope that the Milan management do what they need to do. But we'll have to wait and see, guys. It's going to be interesting. We still got 3 games left in the season. But this summer is going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts still, guys. But guys, that's probably it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Click like if you like this video. Subscribe if you want to see more Milan content, guys. We'll see you guys soon, man. If you guys do not watch sports, you are more. Ciao, guys.